Hi gang, Denise here, and this is Pose of the Week. Our pose today is ERYT Parsvokonasana. So that means revolved long side angle pose. So last video I set up the foundation for this posture. And so if we're moving from a warrior two position or the Parsvokonasana position, we can then move into a revolved version of the pose. One thing I want to draw your attention to is what's happening with that back foot. So easy enough to have this foot in this position for warrior two or for Parsvokonasana, but now as I move into the revolved version of the pose, I'm going to bring my elbow to the outside of this thigh. It's kind of like I'm hooking it on there, and then I'm going to move into this revolution. What happens here is that I need a lot of ankle range of motion to maintain that. So people will do some funky things there. And oftentimes, you know, the foot looks kind of crippled. They're trying to grip with their toes here and the arches falling and the outer arches lifting. So if that is happening, it's kind of better to just tuck the toes under. That is going to help them just deal with the revolved part of this posture. And there's a few things to consider here because you have to ground the foot and keep drawing this hip back. You'll often see this kind of thing. If you see my hip swinging out to the side, so I'm going to work at drawing it in, and it's just like I'm gathering everything into the center here. And I can do that with my back toes tucked under. Now, if you have lots of range of motion around your ankle and this hip, you might be fine right here. But I always invite my students to check in with their comfort level and to not put themselves in a position that's going to be really difficult for them to maintain and get any enjoyment or even learn anything from the posture. Why would we even do a revolution there? It's so that we can bring the twisting motion mainly into the upper back. So once again, that's where we want to feel it. Don't really want to feel it around the SI joints or the low spine. So making sure that our students are able to express the pose and bring the twist into the right place in the spine. And the reason I say that is because, well, for two reasons. The lower spine doesn't actually rotate that much, so we don't want to compromise that. The upper spine needs to get lots of rotation so that we have better walking mechanics. And there's lots of things that we do with the upper body that require twisting, just even in our daily life, lifting and moving things. So it's a great posture, it's very functional, lots of life application and all of that, but it's so important to set up those foundations. So think about that first, watch that back foot, watch the spine, and enjoy that posture. Thanks so much for joining me today. Bye for now.